Do you feel like you're running your business without a roadmap? And because of this, you are not reaching your numbers, you're not hitting those goals that you were hoping for Q4. Just as a reminder, this is quarter four. I'm fourth quarter, whatever. But I'm sure everyone has reminded you, right? I feel like everywhere I turn, people are saying that it's the fourth quarter. So in case you did not know that, we're in it right now, and there are goals to be met, people. We've got the end of the year coming. So I want to give you today the first step in how to figure this out, how to make those goals, but what's the first step to really having that roadmap and figuring things out for your business. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Candace Kingston, and I am a leadership and success coach. So I work with my clients a lot on these things. And the first step is really to get clear about who you are. And by that, I mean who you are as a leader. What is your leadership style? Now, I know you've seen the quizzes. They're all over Facebook, Google it. You can find these quizzes that say, what is your leadership style? And you probably have blown it off thinking that's kind of a hokey thing. There are all different types of leaders, and I'm not going to get into which type you are. You can figure that out by Googling or going to one of those sites. But there's autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, charismatic, aristocratic, probably, all different types of leaders. And when we are talking about the different types and why it's important to understand those, really it's about getting down to these three things. So the first one is to raise awareness. So really understanding yourself helps you see those pitfalls and roadblocks that might be getting in your way as you're leading your team, but also as you're leading yourself. So without knowing who you are and what type of leader you are, you might not be so aware of what those roadblocks are. This also is a good way to understand your strengths and weaknesses. And you may have taken other tests like DISC or Myers-Briggs. I know there's a ton out there, but those can also help you understand what your strengths and weaknesses are. Understanding your leadership style, though, will outline the same thing. So you will see yourself in that description and say, oh yeah, that's probably true. I'm kind of weak at that, or that's my strength, right? The second thing that this will help you understand is communication. So when you're working with a team, whether that's your spouse or partner or employees that work under you, it's important to understand everybody's communication style. How do you like to communicate, but also how do you like to be communicated with? So do you want 10 different emails with different subject lines on one project, or do you want all the subject lines for that project to have the same subject line outlining what they're talking about? There's lots of different ways to set that up for your team, but they need to know what you prefer and what you like. Do you have an open door policy? Do you like blunt, straight feedback, or do you like sort of a softer, message about what you're doing and how you're leading? So these are all important things to understand. The last one I have here is to create a perfect work environment. So as the leader, as the CEO of your business, you are able to determine what's going to work for you as far as a work environment goes. That means who are you hiring as your employee, but it can also be adjusting your own personal involvement on a certain project. So what is your role? You're the CEO, you're running everything, but what would you like to be doing? What are your strengths and what is your zone of genius that you want to focus on in this company and in this work environment? You actually can create that. If you're not a CEO or a small business owner, those are pretty much who I work with. But if you're somebody outside of that and you're watching this video, you can create your work environment by choosing a different place to work. That might not sound so easy, but that's pretty much what you get to do if you don't like where you are. Obviously, there's ways to make changes within your company, but bottom line is if you don't like it, you might have to create something else or go start your own business. So in summary, there are 3 reasons why it's super important to understand your leadership style and what that can do for you. 1 being the raise awareness, being able to communicate better with your team, and understanding yourself and your own communication style. And then the last one is to create the perfect work environment. If this is something that is hitting home for you, if you understand that this is a way that you can learn to better yourself and to really be able to put in maybe a training plan to become a better leader, if these are all things that you want to hear more about, you are in luck, because I'm starting a challenge group at the end of October. This is going to be something where we're talking about leadership, how to step into being more effective, more efficient as a leader, and as a byproduct, have better performance and more revenue in your business. If this is something you'd like to do, this is an invite-only program. So please just comment below with I'm in, or send me the invite or something like that, and I'll be sure to include you on that list. And thanks for tuning in. See you all next time.